Hello, everyone. So I know the timer's all messed up, but please don't worry about that. I'm trying to fix it, but uh, We might not have that resolved yet, but hopefully it won't make that much of a difference. So we're beginning our judging session. It's just going to be me today. Nobody else on my team is here. I'll be doing all the remaining judging, and I'll be issuing the awards. So if you do manage to get a award, please message me on our Discord server, which is linked in the dev post itself, as well as the description of the stream. And so, after a lot of consideration, after a lot of good projects, we decided there's 3 awards that we are going to give out. Unfortunately, the low volume of submissions does not allow us to give out all of the awards, but we are still proud to give out the awards that are given. There are a few cross submissions, and while they are good projects, unfortunately, we cannot give them anything. So, without further ado, here we go. There are 3 awards that we will give from all the submissions. If you are these people, please just contact and reach out to me. And we can't give out all of our prizes, but we can join us in our summer hackathon for SH 2024 summer, or we'll have a better name by then, and we'll give out the rest of these prizes. So, without further ado, we have the 2 Wolfram Awards. We have Quiz Zezet and City Biz Scout. These are some very impressive projects. Unfortunately, I have realized that there's some cross submissions, and while I don't think Quizet is a cross submission to our hackathon, we're still investigating that. But I believe it should be perfectly fine because all the other hackathons that it has been submitted to have been in the future. And then City Biscout is a very impressive project. We'll get into more judging and we'll reflect on these projects afterwards. So the Desmos API Award will go to Chromatic's Motion Playground, and this is a pretty impressive project that I've looked through. We'll definitely talk a little bit more about it, and this was going to qualify for the GSAP, but I believe it would have been better to use the Desmos API instead, because that shows a bit more on that prominent part. So, let's get straight into judging. So, we have 9 projects to go through today. Let's start with ChemFun, and I'll work our way over to Port Scanner. So, we have ChemFun, which is a short demonstration of how a Arduino Uno can be connected to a screen to have a lot of chemistry questions. I think overall this was a really decent project. It took around 2 hours to complete, which in and of itself is pretty decent. Trust me, I can't do any hardware stuff like that. And the periodic table and stuff is always a good thing to do. The simplicity also is one of the main concerning factors when you're evaluating this project. But I think overall it was pretty nice considering that the time wasn't the best, and also there's a Tinkercad link if you guys want to try it out yourself. That is the first project. Not too much to say. Decent project, but not too much. Chromatic's Motion Playground uses both GSAP and Desmos API. And it can only qualify for one of the awards, so we went with Desmos API to resolve that. So, it is a playground that allows students to explore concepts such as velocity, acceleration, and displacement on interactive simulations and real-time feedback. So I think this is a very interesting thing. GSAP for motion, so math the motion, and Desmos for graphing this motion, so it's good to visualize. I think this was really cool as I was trying it out. And looking on the video, so if you guys see, I'll mute this, but you can see the way that they've worked. They can use schematics to play with these, and then use a graphing to graph velocity, acceleration, and all of those. I think overall it's a very good project. The presentation video was also great. It's a good slideshow to get it through. I believe maybe a little bit more in this section when we write it, but I think overall it was a really decent project, and it was hard for me to choose between the 2 prizes. So I believe that was well done on that part. Let's go back to the next one. which should be the Code Confidence. And this one I was considering an award. This one I was really considering maybe giving it another Wolfram Award, but I didn't, and that was reflected not because of Zoya's inability, but more of the fact that there were other projects. So this project was an educational platform called Code Competence that encourages female students and professionals uh, to break into STEM. And I think this was a very interesting one, right? There's She Squad, there's Code Crusades, there's event directories. I think those are very good features in theory, but since this is a hackathon, right? I would like to see a little bit more of these things being developed out. Like, how do you plan to match them, or is there like a how it would look like? Even though these things are great in theory, I think these inspirations and what this does, these features, is much better written than some of the others, and I really appreciate that. Like, this is very good, and I believe this is a very good project overall. But I think it does come up short in the execution part, and as well as how we view it. But I believe this was really good overall. After that, we had City Biz Scout, and this one was winning the Wolfram Award. And we, of course, we have the project we can look at here, which is always very good when we can try it out ourselves. The UI and also this is really impressive. You can see all these different things, these different scrolling things, and all these animations. Really shows your technical use of JavaScript. The functionality is also really nice. And if we look through places in our area, I should probably not show that, but I think that is a very decent project for that. And showing how it works is really a testament of Yevhania's, my apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, programming on backend and getting the API to work. I think that is very nice, and that's why I think it is deserving of the Wolfram Award. This was a very impressive project, and I will be reaching out for a um, potential internship opportunity. Alright, next we have Quiz Set. And so this one, as you can see, has been submitted to quite a few hackathons. But if we look at these, right, they are April 7th. We have one that has a March 27th, which is in the future. Of course, ours, Global Hack Week, which is March 14th. And Moon Hacks, which is April. And then Tri Valley, which is June. So this is the first hackathon I was submitted to, thus means that it was programmed during this hackathon, which I think qualifies for the award. If there's any other questions, please reach out to me. This was a bit of where I think it came short. I believe you could write a little bit more for this to kind of explain more of the project. But I think overall the project explains itself. It does some quizzes, and you can kind of play with it to like study. And I believe that is a very good thing, especially for students, and it fits very well in this category. I do believe this person did submit another project with somebody else, but I believe that gray area can be resolved in the future. So let's go back to food waste. And this one was decently written out, maybe some markdown errors, but there wasn't really anything I could try. So there's decent project, decent challenges, decent accomplishments, but as I try it out, it's not a real link. So unfortunately, I cannot give a full explanation on it, and I let them know a week ago, try to resolve that issue, but unfortunately I'm unable to resolve that. Now we have Safe Space. This one I was really impressed with, and I was going to give it an award, except I saw, yeah, and this is actually in and of itself something really impressive. You're submitted to so many hackathons. But yeah, it's a decent project, but I'm not going to give it an evaluation because unfortunately, it's been cross-submitted to quite a bit, including stuff that happened much prior to our hackathon, and that is unfortunately against our rules. So let's go back. and we get to ace the exams, which is another one where unfortunately it is with other hackathons. I believe this person did reach out to me um, to talk about adding additional features and having just that be part of it. But unfortunately, even with that itself, I do not believe it qualifies for any of the other awards, so I cannot have that on my part. Then we have the last one, which is port scanner. I think this is really good, but we're unable to view the code, so I can't exactly try to see what the UI looks like, but judging from the code, it's just like HTML raw text. But I think it's a port scanner. It scans the ports, which is obviously not a bad thing to have in place, but I think really showing how this works would be a little bit better, and saying it's a decent project scanning only certain ports to run software-based locations on a computer. It's an Nmap. Of course, that's very useful, but this is a very fundamental and primitive version of it. So I believe this one's a decent project, but unfortunately I cannot give it any prizes. And that will be the majority of the prizes that we have. And I believe that will wrap up all of our Star Hack League prizes and awards. So that is the stream complete. And if you have any questions about streams or any concerns you want to bring up to me, please join our server and you can talk with me or any other staff member directly. In addition, if you do receive the prize, please reach out to us and we'll help you get that to you. Thank you so much for coming out today, and I'll see you all soon.